Hello there. Look at here. I have my own notebooks and journals and my website. And now I have changed my website. It is instead of lifewithfrancie.com, it's gonna be butterflydreams.co. So butterflydreams.co. And you can find this cute line notebooks as well as my journal of the three things that are important to me, something that you're grateful for, something that you're proud of, something that you dream of, and something that you pray for. So yeah, it's something simple but effective. I created this journal when it was a season of like outside validation, and it just brought the attention back to myself. And I also offer my first planner. You can find it in hardcover or spiral. And then the pictures on the website, it looks like the notebooks and journals are hardcover, but they're actually paperback. So go check it out. Tell me how the website looks. Hello and welcome to Life with Francie Podcast, a place where you will find all kinds of conversation like mental health, self-love, self-care, trauma, hobbies, and more. With this podcast, I want to create a place where we support one another in business and personal life. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Now, let's get this show started. On today's solo episode, I really can't tell you when was the last time that I did a solo episode. I am so sorry for that. Life has been crazy. Life has been lifing, like people say. But on today's episode, I'm going to talk about the first quarter of the year. So I used to do monthly reviews, but right now there's not much going on. So I'm just going to do quarterly reviews. So for the first quarter of 2024, there's a lot going on. I have been working like crazy still. Family is insane. I went from living by myself to having a family of seven family members, eight family members, counting me. So life is crazy. I have been in a funk as well to record solo episodes, as well as like reels and things for social media. So I'm trying to get back into that. And then work has been work, lots of overtime like usual. So, as a family update, we are super busy. If you see me looking down, it's because I got my notes. I am horrible with solo episodes jumping around back to back. So, I gotta like write it down. But, anyways, on family update, we are all busy all the time. All we do is like when the kids are here, I do crafts with the girls and listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. And then a lot of dance parties, coloring, and things like that. They're 8 and 5. And then, so when the kids are not here, it's adult time, it's more relaxing and more recovering from all the chaos from being at home with a huge family. So I'm trying to get back into diamond painting. So when the kids are not here, I try to do diamond painting, and the girls like diamond painting. So I've been doing diamond painting as well. I love diamond painting. It's the only thing that can quiet my mind. What do you use for yours? Is your mind quiet or is your mind like go all over the place? But no matter what, I really do love this crazy lifestyle and my chaos. My chaos is my chaos, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. As for work, it has been rough as we have had new management. We had the old one that we had for like 4 to 5 years set up, and now everything has changed. We had a new supervisor come in, and she already left. Then we have another supervisor that triggers me just from his voice. And then the manager or boss lady, like I call her, she has been a lot better. We haven't had a problem with her, me and her, but the environment between my coworkers is still not the best, as she's the new sheriff in town and she has to get to know us and we have to get to know her. But things have slowed down, but still the overtime is still there. So I have been working. I think I'm on like my third or fifth day off that I have worked this year, and that was not the goal. But I have goals. I have shit to do, so I gotta work. Let's see what else. So I'm working really hard to on my triggers, especially with supervisor as well as my coworkers and things like that. So I'm like working double time to make sure that I keep my sanity, excuse me, and be more grateful for my job, my pay, and even my coworkers. I do like them sometimes. I've been telling them like it's not that I don't like them, I don't like the environment. So I don't know them personally. I think I have like three phone numbers and there's like 50 to 60 employees. So it's just, I don't know them personally, but I just say I don't like my coworkers, but it's just like the environment. I like to get on the street and do my own thing, as the mail lady. But I still miss certain things about certain coworkers, and there's some that have got in my heart that even if I don't have their phone numbers, we really have a good connection at work, and that's all that matters. In my personal life, I had to deal with going to see my grandma from my paternal side, so biological father. That was triggering and a lot of emotions, but I did very good on it. I don't know if you guys remember, but like 2 years ago, I talked about like how she was trying to reach out to me, and that caused a huge panic attack and to set me back. But then this year, when I was able to get a hold of her, it was like a lot better. But then I had to plan to go visit her, so that put me a little bit off. But I was able to get my strength, have the right people around me, and my boyfriend took me to see her. And it was very interesting because it was healing. I didn't think that it was going to be healing. It was more like I was born to be part of her, if that makes any sense, because she seems like so lonely. And I just hate that I'm not there as much as I could will want to be. We're like I'm in Kansas and they're in North Carolina. And I really don't want to see my biological father or my half brother. So that part was a little bit hard because I just expected them to come in at any time. I make sure that I was like super early and got to see her and then left. I hate that I only spent a little bit of time, but like the next day I had to go to work. So it was crazy to do 15 hours to go there, stay there for a couple hours, and then come back 15 hours and then go to work. But it was healing. It was, it gave me the closure that I needed. And I don't know if I'm going to see her again. I doubt it just because of how hectic it is and money wise and things like that. But I was able to get my closure and do her wish of like seeing me before she passes away. I saw right now there's nothing like that. I don't think that she's gonna pass away anytime soon. But we had not seen each other for a couple of decades, no, or a decade. No, I think it was just a decade. Think we had seen each other like 8 years ago. I'm not sure. I had stopped going to visit her when I went to Puerto Rico because she was triggering talking about my biological father and things like that. So it's not like we have the best relationship from 0 to 12. I say she was like my queen. She was like right there with my mom, my second mom, and all of that. But then at 12, we had an argument, and then our relationship was never the same. And now I'm 36. Like, yeah, I wish things were different, but it is what it is. And that's why I am the way I am. But it was nice to see that I get my dark humor from her. What else? I look just like her, so I know exactly how I'm gonna look when I'm in my 80s. And so yeah, so it was a lot of emotions. I'm glad that I went. I'm glad that it didn't set me back and actually pushed me forward because it gave me what I needed in my heart. I don't know how to explain it. It was just crazy. So let's see. So besides that, I'm just trying to get rid of this funk. I don't know if it was all the emotions to go in with her, getting the new rhythm of my life with kids, with two partners, with working for the post office, still working my podcast, still working my YouTube. So I'm trying to be better and do more videos so I can have exclusive content just for YouTube, as well as more solo episodes for the podcast. So the interviews are still going. I'm doing, um, I'm still doing interviews. I have done like 18 this year, but it's not as much as I wanted to have already done. So there has been a lot of rescheduling, either because of family events, family emergencies, being sick. Because now that I have kids around, I get sick like once a month and it's horrible. I have to take more vitamins and like treat my immune system better. So I'm not sick all the time. And then I did have to cut my virtual assistant's hour, and it's hurting my heart because there's so much to do and not enough time, because I went from like 60 to 70 hours that I was uh paying her a month to like 20 hours to 30 hours a month now. And she still takes care of my podcast. She takes care of my website, and some of my social media. So we're struggling a little bit, but we're gonna get back together. I promise. I got this. Hmm. And then I talking about my website. My website is about to change from lifewithfrancie.com. We're switching everything to butterflydreams.co. Butterflydreams.co, not the com, .com, .co. And in there, you're going to find my journals, my planner, my notebooks, and things like that. I had hosted my website through Squarespace, but then I had to change. So, which brings me to my journaling, my journal, my online store journey. So, for my journal store, um, I had started with Amazon KDP, and then I had to switch to Lulu Publishing for printing company of my journals, my notebooks, planners, and more things to do. I should have done more research before starting this journey, but trial and error. I will do another video where I explain more of my journey doing my journals and the online store. And then from Squarespace, where I had hosted my website, lifewithfrancie.com, we have switched to Shopify because Lulu Publishing doesn't work with Squarespace. It just works with a different e-commerce websites. Excuse me. So I had to switch, but I finally got my online store relaunch. And like I said, is butterflydreams.co. And for first time customers, I have a coupon code of 15% off. It's called a first purchase. So at checkout, you put first purchase and it will take 15% off of your whole thing. And if you're in my community, you have a different coupon, but you have to check it out on Life with Francie, the Facebook group, to know more. I need to update more stuff on Patreon as well, but I haven't been able. I don't even know when was the last time that I posted on Patreon. I'm more in my community on Facebook of Life with Francie Facebook group, so you can check me out there where I'm more active and it's more personal. And once again, you have another coupon there for a different discount. So, yeah, more exciting things to come in the future. So, stay tuned for more. I have at least two more journals in the making, another planner. I just learned how to make journals on my own thanks to Journal Maker University. So I might be doing that soon too, where I print them and I build them and I create them and I do everything and ship them and everything. So I will have some products on the website that I use for print on demand and then have my own journals that I do on my own over here because I do love spiral. And there's a certain spiral. Do I have the notebook around me? No, I don't. But there's a certain spiral that I want to make journals of, and I can only do it by hand. So give me some time. Hopefully, when I come back from Puerto Rico, I can focus on buying the cinch machine. I need a printer and some material, of course. So stay tuned. I'm so excited. So I think that's about it for this month. I only have my first grown up trip to Puerto Rico is coming up by the time the episode goes live, which is tomorrow. Um, I will have, I think it's 10 days to go to Puerto Rico, and it feels so surreal. This is, if you know me, you know that I was raised in Puerto Rico, and then when I was 15, I moved to Maryland and then ended up in Kansas. And for the past 20 years, I tried to go to Puerto Rico every other year. So I'm excited to go. This is my first time that I'm going to enjoy the island like a tourist instead of going back home. If you know me, you know that I have very strict parents. And even though I'm a grown ass woman in the United States, I'm a teenager when I go to Puerto Rico and I have a curfew and I go in my room and I just spend time with my family for the most part. If my friends can come and get me, they'll come and get me because I do not drive in Puerto Rico unless I really, really have to. Nope, I will not be behind the wheel in Puerto Rico. I like my Kansas where the street are straight and there's a lot of space to be driving. In Puerto Rico is like super small streets and they're crazy. Like where if a tire goes down the hill, you're dead. So like no, I'm cool. I pass on all that. But still it's exciting. Hopefully I will get to see El Yunque that has been in my bucket list and go to La Pargueras where there's like glowing fish. I don't know what they're called, but I can't wait to see that. And some other stuff that I'm excited to see that I have never seen before or never heard of it. But we have been watching a lot of YouTube videos to see what's in Puerto Rico. Yeah, so the Puerto Rican doesn't know shit about Puerto Rico. In the next solo episode, it will be about the feelings and emotions as I go through all of this. And then the following one, it will be telling you how the trip went. So stay tuned for more. But in the next episode, I had the pleasure to talk to Christoph Morrow, a veteran author and winning journalist whose resilience and creativity has captured the hearts and minds across the globe. Christoph's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. extraordinary. I can't say that. From challenging upbringing, married by abuse and addiction, to finding his voice and purpose through writing his story in a testament of the power of perseverance and self discovery. So you can check that out on next Monday. So, yeah, the podcast still going. The podcast is not going to go anywhere. I'm working on rebranding the podcast. I forgot to mention that. So I have rebrand the website and now I'm rebranding the podcast because Life with Francie, like at the beginning, I thought that I was going to talk about my life and my relationship and how I feel about it and things like that. But once the kids came in the picture, I didn't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable talking about it because I don't know, one day I might be famous or whatever. Not like what I'm looking for, even though I'm on social media and I have a podcast and a YouTube channel. This is more of like being the tools and resources like other people were for me now. But before I thought that talking about it and I didn't want to have like the kids hear it or your friends or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, so you said this about my mom or you said this about my dad." So I really just stopped, and I can share little things here and there, but I really don't like to talk about my life. And so the title doesn't make sense because it's Life with Francie, but I don't talk about my life. So I think I'm gonna rebrand to like real conversations with Francie because I do have some real conversations. Like we're real. We talk about life, we talk about business, we talk about mental health, we talk about uncomfortable conversations. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully, with that, people will get a better idea of what the podcast is about. And then I plan to bring more content for YouTube as well. So thank you so much if you have supported me this long. I love seeing the downloads. I love seeing the views on YouTube. And now I hope you can support me on my website, with my journals, my notebooks, and planners if you like that. If not, like share with somebody that you know that will be interesting in anything in the journaling world. I'm planning to bring some in-person events too, so stay tuned for more. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and that on Sunday, past Sunday, I went to an event, my first in-person event in like years. I can't even tell you when was the last time that I did an in-person event, and it was with Tamara Harris, the coach in the Journal Maker University. She was amazing. I'm not saying that because she told me to say it or anything like that. I was really iffy about it because it was a paid event. So I was like judging everything and anything. And she stole my heart. Okay. She stole my heart. She offered a lot of value. She taught us so many things in just 3 hours, and 3 hours was not enough. I really want to be part of her mastermind, but as of right now, I cut my virtual assistance hour and I'm treating my finances differently as I have 4 kids for the most part often. And one already moved out, so it's supposed to be 5. And then, so yeah, so I'm doing things different. Hopefully, money starts coming in and then I can invest in my business. But as of right now, if I'm using my post office money, I'm only using it to pay my virtual assistant and pay the apps that helps me like Zoom and things like that to stay to make things easier. So yeah, I think that's about it. So if you like to make your own journals handmade, uh, Journal Market University is the place to be. So go and check it out and be part of the amazing community. Anyways, hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Life with Fancy podcast. You can find me in all major platforms as well as my YouTube channel. You know the drill. Help this girl out. Like and subscribe or follow, depending on the app that you're using to listen to my podcast. So, yeah, I hope you have a blessed day.